Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here, doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one's for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Check your North Node. And I am, at the beginning of these videos, I was talking with a lady I work with, and she's like, I found your channel and I subscribed, but I just don't get it. And I said, ask in the comments. I can get back to you and we can start a conversation, or maybe some of the other viewers can help too. It may not be that something isn't resonating. It may be a misunderstanding. If something I say upsets you, your soul wants to pull that up for healing. If something I say you don't understand, ask in the comments or say something in the comments. Let's get this. I want to include everyone. There is no exclusions in the vision I have of the evolved world that we that we all can enjoy, and it comes from inclusion, including everyone. So if there's something you're not understanding, I want you to understand. I want the discussion started so our emotional evolution gets this planet where it needs to go. Just like babies, we kind of are fumbling around in the beginning, like learning to walk, but before you know it, we're going to be off and running. And that's where, we each can play a role in the emotional and physical evolution of this planet. And wouldn't it be awesome to look back and say, I did that, I helped in this. So those comments and conversations started right there, right here, are a huge part of how we start including, how we start understanding, and how we start healing. So, Spirit, what messages do we have for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Cancer. Spirit, what messages do we have for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Cancer. All right, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Maybe Spirit's a Cancer. I don't know. All right, thank you in advance. First two cards are current energy. We've got the Knight of Rods, Nine of Pentacles. All right, and then the heart space, King of Rods, Queen of Swords, right in that heart space. The World is in the possible outcome. The Devil, also in the possible outcome. And underlying energy, or what you might not be aware of, we've got the Page of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Hierophant. Right away, when I look at this underlying energy, this is putting way too much weight in what others will think and say. And believing that, this is almost like that fear of rejection, or that fear of failure, the fear of what others may say and think. But it's not it. With this Page of Cups, there's some more. This cycle was necessary to teach you something about forgiving yourself, forgiving others for having low opinions and low, at the end of the day, if you're doing something, first of all, that doesn't hurt anyone else, that gives you something, something to be happy about, something to feel joyful for. Anybody who thinks anything less of that, that is just a projection of their inner feelings, how they feel for themselves, how they feel about themselves. Because somebody who is emotionally mature and balanced and healed will not look at anyone else for doing anything in a harsh light. It all comes from this understanding of necessity. This is a cycle that you will sit in, where you are allowing other people's, well, if I do this, well, mom will da-da-da-da-da, and my wife or my husband will da-da-da-da-da, my kids will be... I mean, are you out there killing babies? Otherwise, just take the swing. Just go all in. Just do what it is that you need to do to learn how to forgive yourself, then extending that to everyone else who might have thought poorly or less of you for any reason anyways. So this is a necessary cycle. And your possible outcome, there's a cycle ended because of this understanding. This Knight of Rods and this Nine of Pentacles, this is that urging your readiness to be complete and whole as a sovereign being. I do not want the opinions of my husband or wife, the opinions of my boss, the opinions of my kids, my parents, my friends, to dictate to me how I maneuver in life. Good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. Those people, and I feel prompted to say that one of my favorite sayings, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. The relationship sanctity that we put on our husband, our wives, our parents, that's only, again, another personal belief. Hierophant was in the underlying energy. It is a personal belief that, well, we got to honor, you got to honor you first. You got to honor you first. So then you can really recognize how to honor those people. Some of us have toxic relationships. Some of us have toxic bosses. A great majority of the conglomerate CEOs that run the joint, toxic. It is, and our belief how the hierarchy works is toxic. Tobacco companies, CEOs make more money than any of us do, that they could ever spend in their lifetimes, that their families could ever spend. These are corporations, the tobacco corporations, that kill how many of us yearly? I don't know the exact numbers, but I mean, come on, how much? But yet we look at these guys because they drive the fancy cars and they make all that money. They're killing people with their product. We're glorifying them. We are saying, here, have our money to kill us. There's that devil card. It's getting back into swing and seeing reality for reality. Like, oh, yeah, we do glorify people in Hollywood who have great talent, don't get me wrong, but I do not believe that some of the reality TV stars, I don't watch TV anymore, but, what have they done to help progress society other than, if you're really looking at the world where CEOs of tobacco company are killing people, we probably shouldn't be glorifying them. We probably also shouldn't be glorifying people in reality TV unless they're teaching us what not to do. There's what they can teach us. Quit distracting yourself with stuff that's just glitter. Ooh, sleight of hand. Look what's on the TV while I'm behind you. There's some really dirty, evil stuff going on in Hollywood. Quit funneling your money to that. That would be my first. Do not send your money to Hollywood where, the people who are running that show, I'm not saying, the actors and the singers and stuff in Hollywood have been coming out and saying, dude, there's some dirty shit going on back here. Look at the Disney stars that have come out and talked about being molested and all the weirdness that comes out of it, all the weird handlers and stuff. That stuff's not fake. That's not false. Those are real people's lives on stage for you, so that you can be entertained, so that you can be distracted while they take your money, your hard-earned money. That's really an IOU to begin with. In your heart space, you've got a queen and a king. And this is exactly where your heart needs to be. Cutting out the bullshit and using that motivation. Just like what I was describing. Cut out the bullshit. Quit fluffing yourself up on temporary pacification. on what others think. Well, others watch TV, so I don't watch TV and don't care. Oh my gosh, I am so happy I don't. No, I don't watch the news. If I was to cut out one thing from TV, it would be the news first. I make up, if I want to know the weather, I look out the window. I am not ignorant to all of the bad shit that happens, the murders that happen. I don't believe it's on the level that they say it is. I've been homeless on these streets in Kansas City. They're talking about murders all over the place and famine and war and all this. And I'm like, this is like getting us in a state where we constantly think something's going to happen and it never does. That's killing us. This is cutting that all out and using the knowledge, which this is all accessible on the internet, learning about the truth of what goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood. What's the truth of the conglomerate CEOs? Learn what your money is. There's a good place to start. Go online and, Google what's our money system, or go on to YouTube and look at videos where people are telling you what fiat currency is and what the real function of the Federal Reserve is. Really look into some of this stuff and then start cutting out and using that cutting out the bullshit and then using that new knowledge as motivation, and you'll start ending cycles of compulsive behaviors and things that have been distracting you and keeping you down like nobody's business, Cancer. This is a call for independence and sovereignty through motivation of cutting out the bullshit. Quit worrying about what everybody else is thinking and doing, and get to getting to a point of forgiveness of self, cutting out all the lies that we've been giving ourselves, and ending huge compulsive cycles so that you have a gift, a motivating factor to jump into the world like, look, I've got a message. Not just a whole bunch of what everybody else is doing. So I hope this has helped, Cancer. See you next time.